live inside Urbana High School's Oscar Adams Gymnasium. We welcome you to our coverage of tonight's Big 12 boys basketball game between our Urbana Tigers and the visiting Purple Raiders of Bloomington High School. I'm Joey Wright, and what a matchup we have tonight. Urbana enters this one 7-12, looking to knock off Bloomington, who enters with a mark of 15-6. Urbana defeated Bloomington at Bloomington last season, and they look to repeat that fate tonight. Players to watch for Urbana, always you want to keep an eye on Peyton Sheen, as well as Carez Anderson. And for Bloomington, everyone's here to watch Chris Payton, the 6'6 junior. An offer on the table from Illinois. Everyone's excited to see how he plays tonight. It should be a good one. It's Big 12 basketball on the Tigers Media Network as the cheerleaders on the court right now going through their pregame routine. That's Zoe Levine down there doing flips. Everyone else doing little kicks and claps and what have you. Tiger Pep Band playing in the background. It's the Tigers fight song, and they are just about set to play the Star Spangled Banner. We go down to public address announcer Nick Stillwell as he sets the table for that. Always a great job by the Tiger Pep Band and by Nick Stillwell, who had a little extra to read this afternoon, or this evening, I should say. As we get set to hear the starters for Bloomington High School, I can tell you who they'll be. Chris Payton, Chris Pugh, Patrick Fisher, Donzel Johnson, and Raekwon Fuller will all get the start for the Purple Raiders tonight. Bloomington, as I mentioned, enters with a mark of 15-6, considered one of the better teams in the state of Illinois. A big test for the Tigers here at home, but I mentioned that they know their way around a win against this Bloomington team, knocked them off in overtime last season. Granted, this isn't last season, so the Tigers will have to work hard tonight. And the players who will have to work hard for the Tigers are about to be introduced. As the lights go off, the Pep Band will begin playing. Here are the starters for Urbana. And the starters for Urbana, the guards Tyron Pickett, Keanu Duke. At forward, it's Connor Camphouse and Peyton Sheen. And the man in the middle is Miller Calhoun. Our officials tonight are Paul Dalby, Brad Parrish, and Corky Vericker. And in the circle for the jump ball, it's Miller Calhoun and Chris Pugh. We are glad you're with us for our coverage of Tigers basketball on the Tigers Media Network. It is Chris Payton and Miller Calhoun in the circle. We are underway in Urbana. And Bloomington wins the tip, and they open with the first possession. And here's Urbana. Can't defend Bloomington as it's Payton going inside and giving Bloomington the opening points of the game, and it's knocked out of bounds by number 11, Patrick Fisher. So no delay in the Tigers receiving their first opportunity to score tonight. Here goes Connor Camphouse, and Camphouse driving and losing the ball. Here go the Purple Raiders, a chance to open the game with 2 straight scores. It's Fisher for 3, in and out, no good. Rebound, Pugh can't knock it in. And it's Payton who ends up with the ball, nearly lost it. Gets it back with ease, and it's inside. And Bloomington, just like that, opens on a 4-0 run. I guess can't call it a run yet, but 4 quick points for the Purple Raiders. What will Urbana do to answer back? It's Duke, now Pickett. Pickett driving inside, and it gets blocked by Payton. That's why he's got a Big Ten offer on the table. And here goes Bloomington, and it's going to be a kicked ball violation. It will stay with the Purple Raiders. Our first substitution, Tigers bringing in Carez Anderson to replace Camphouse. Inbounding it for Bloomington, Chris Pugh, listed at 6'3". He is a member of the junior class. Finds Raekwon Fuller. And Fuller goes to Patrick Fisher. And Fisher to Payton. Payton, guarded by Calhoun, gets it inside to Fuller, and Fuller rims out. Here's Carez Anderson, the rebound, pushing it the other way for the Tigers, driving all the way inside, and he gets it past Payton. The Tigers on the board. It's 4-2. 6:40 left, and here's Pugh. Pugh to the corner for 3. Bloomington no good. Donzel Johnson can't fire. Now it's Patrick Fisher for 3. Can't get that one to go. Bloomington 0 for 3 from beyond the arc, and picking up the first foul of the game, Chris Payton. Check that, Donzel Johnson made a little contact with Calhoun after he grabbed the rebound. 6:26 left, and Urbana inbounds it to Pickett. Pickett to Anderson, who will drive up the court and gets it off the glass, ties it up at 4 with 6:15 left in the first quarter. Now up the court is Payton, and he falls down and travels. And he's slow to get up, let's see. Hope he's all right, of course. A little slow to get up, but he's all right. He's all good, and Keanu Duke will inbound it for the Tigers. And I want to mention that 2 weeks ago in Normal against Normal West, Miller Calhoun got a little banged up in the first quarter, was able to return later that half. And certainly my next point was going to be that being a little slow to get up does not mean that you're going to have your performance adversely affected, and Payton proves that with a big block there. Tigers inbounding it. Tied game. It's Calhoun in the corner. Almost looked like it was going to be an air ball. And he disrupts the pass to Payton. Payton will get it back, and it's deflected off of Urbana. So Bloomington will inbound it from under their own basket. I guess that's Urbana's basket. So they will inbound it with a prime opportunity to score. Here's Fisher. Fisher's picked up by Carez. Now it goes to the corner and Pugh. And Payton has it stolen away, but it's Pugh who gets it back, drives inside, and a blocking foul against Carez. Called on Miller Calhoun. It'll be 2 free throws. Calhoun's first foul, and that's something that Miller has struggled with all year long is fouls. Some games he'll have more fouls than points scored. And that's not what you want to see out of a starter, as Chris Pugh knocks in his first free throw. Second free throw is good. And Bloomington back on top. It's 6-4. Something that the Tigers have struggled with this season is coming out lethargically, coming out slowly. And that's something they're looking to avoid tonight. As they force a turnover here. Pass went right to Keanu Duke. Duke to the corner, and Carez driving inside. He stepped out. Out of bounds will go to the Purple Raiders. Now the Tigers have looked pretty good out of the gates tonight. It's been a fast-paced game, and they have held Bloomington pretty well defensively so far. We'll see if they can continue it. As it's Peyton. Peyton goes over to Fisher. And Fisher had an open three, didn't take it, and now it's Pugh inside to Fuller, to Peyton inside, and it's good from Donzel Johnson, puts Bloomington up by 4. Tyron Pickett up the court for the Tigers, finds Sheen. Sheen a move. And out of the wing, and Pickett, who will take it to the U. Inside to Calhoun. And Calhoun traveled. 4:37 left in the first, and Bloomington with a chance to add to their lead. Just joining us, it's 8-4 Bloomington. I'm Joey Wright, and Jason Liggett is on our camera tonight. Big 12 basketball between Bloomington and Urbana. As it's Bloomington's Donzel Johnson pulling up from inside the paint. He gets it to go, and Bloomington up 10-4. Tigers are going to have to answer back soon. Let's see, it's Pickett. Pickett picked up by Johnson, drives inside, kicks it out to Carez, a jumper off the backboard. Rebound, Peyton and Bloomington. Here they go. It's Chris Pugh against Calhoun. It's no good, off the rim. Rebound, Fuller gets fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. At the line, Raekwon Fuller, the 6'5 senior. First foul of the game for Keanu Duke. Tyron Pickett has come out, and replacing him is Kamari Ray Davis. Off the back of the rim, it's no good. And Bloomington can't fire on the rebound. That was Patrick Fisher who put it back up. And a foul is called against Bloomington. It's Chris Payton's first foul and the second foul for Bloomington. Calhoun checks out. Replacing him is Tyrese McWilliams. Ty has played a pretty big role for the Tigers this season. Pound for pound, probably Urbana's best athlete. We'll see if he can provide them a spark as Calhoun comes to the bench. Only one foul for Miller, so he's not in foul trouble quite yet. Perhaps Coach V is taking him out preemptively so he doesn't notch his second foul. We'll see. Here's Carez. Carez looking for Peyton Sheen, and now he finds him. Sheen driving inside, gets it to go. Tigers cut the lead down to 5. It's 11-6. Peyton drives inside. He lost the ball. Here goes Tyrese McWilliams, and Ty McWilliams lost the ball. Gets it back, and he almost lost it again. Gets it back and gets it back again. Finds Keanu Duke, who will shoot the 3. It's no good. Rebound, not quite corralled in by Kamari off his fingertips. And Bloomington will inbound the ball from just in front of the Tiger Pep Band. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in our first quarter of play. Foul called against, I believe that was Carez. Third foul of the game for the Tigers, and that's the first on Anderson. And here go the Purple Raiders. Here's Fuller, and Fuller finds Patrick Fisher. Fisher back to Fuller. And Fuller to Griffin Moore, who is freshly in the game for the Purple Raiders. And what a pass that was to Patrick Fisher. Cut into the paint, pass caught him in motion, and he lays it in, puts Bloomington up 13-6. Tigers down 7. You've got to figure they'd like to cut into this deficit as soon as possible. And a foul is called against Bloomington, their third of the game. Should have been against Bloomington. They're going to say it's against Urbana. A timeout is called with 2:27 left in the first. .227 left, first quarter. PA announcer Nick Stillwell just made an announcement for the concession stand. I don't know where I was going with that, but man. It's comprehensive play-by-play. Everything that's going on in the gym. As Bloomington inbounds the ball. 2:25 left in the first quarter. They're up by 7. Griffin Moore almost had it stolen away. I don't know how Patrick Fisher retained possession for Bloomington. Now it goes inside to Donzel Johnson. Back to Fisher, and Fisher lost it. It's been a pretty sloppy game on both sides. Carez Anderson has it poked away. It'll stay with Urbana. Griffin Moore came soaring in from behind Anderson and blocked it just as Anderson was going up for the layup. And now we get back to the action. Here's Keanu Duke inbounding it to McWilliams. Almost lost it, and McWilliams does a fantastic job of staying with it and cutting the deficit to 5. Knocked out of bounds by the Tigers, and Bloomington will retain possession. 1 minute and 53 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Fisher for Bloomington. These two teams always play great games. It's no different tonight. Pass goes to the corner, and Tyler Washington, who knocks in our first 3 of the ball game. Purple Raiders, their largest lead of the game so far, 16-8, our new score. Minute 30 left now. It's Anderson to Kamari, and Kamari Ray Davis, KRD, gets fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. Pretty big media presence at tonight's game. News Gazette is here, gathering footage for tomorrow's paper. Tim Dittman and Evan Kahn are here for WDWS Radio. Aaron Bennett is here from WCIA 3 News, gathering footage for tonight's newscast. So pretty big concentration of media members here at tonight's game, and these are the games that are fun to play if you're a player. Especially so for Urbana, because News Gazette, DWS, and WCIA 3 Bloomington is not in any of their coverage areas, but you're Bloomington, you see the guys here, and you're thinking spotlight. Lots of people in Urbana know your name. As Connor Camphouse steals it away, kicks it to Ty McWilliams, and McWilliams goes to Camphouse. Camphouse, a nice pass to Duke in the corner. And Duke to Pickett. Pickett will drive in a little bit. Now he brings it back out. We are under 1 minute to go in our first quarter. Pickett picked up by Washington on defense. Now he switches, dishes it into McWilliams, who goes up, can't get it off the glass, and the rebound corralled by Bloomington. Here we go. Check that. Fisher driving inside. In and out, back in, rolls in for Nyan Ware, who's in the game for the Purple Raiders. He gets his first bucket of the game. Here's Sheen for Urbana. Peyton Sheen, Urbana's leading scorer, can't get that one to go. Rebound, Keanu Duke, and he gets it to go, and a football pass down the court. Blocking foul against Camphouse. 15 and 9/10 of a second left. Bloomington up 18-11. A chance to make that 20-11 as they're at the line for 2 free throws. Tiger cheerleaders trying to phase Patrick Fisher, as Fisher's first free throw is no good, so I guess it worked. Calhoun comes in to replace Sheen. And Ty McWilliams also goes to the bench. Didn't catch who came in for him, as it's Fisher at the stripe for his second free throw. That's good. I can tell you the 5 for Urbana is Calhoun, Pickett, Camphouse, Duke, and Ray Davis. Just under 16 seconds left. Urbana will probably hold for the last shot. We'll see. It's Pickett. Pickett driving in, almost lost it, and the pass is caught by Duke. Duke at the buzzer! He can't get it. It was just a little short. A broken play, and Keanu Duke just had to grab it and shoot it. Looked almost a little bit like what we saw at the end of the JV game, wherein Jermel Young missed what would have been the game-tying 3 in a very similar shot setup. And after our first quarter, it is Bloomington 19, Urbana 11. Urbana alum Abram Washington in the house tonight. Boo is what they'd be saying if he was on the court as an official. Man. Oh, Abram, of course, IHSA licensed official, has officiated several games for Urbana and other teams. A rare Friday night off. Came to support his Urbana Tigers. Look at the leading scorer among players on the court right now. It's Donzel Johnson for Bloomington, who has 6 points. And we're off and running in our second quarter. Starts with Urbana and Camphouse. Now to the corner and Peyton Sheen. Sheen to Camphouse, who drives inside, finds Duke. Urbana and Bloomington are making a lot of the same passes. It just seems like Urbana's gotten a little luckier with theirs. And it's Sheen who will shoot a 3, and he'll knock it in. 19-14, our new score. The Tigers cut the deficit to 5. And Sheen nearly forces a turnover. And he might very well set up a possession that ends with one. Let's see. Bloomington drives inside. It's Johnson kicking it to Peyton. Peyton guarded by Calhoun. Now it goes inside to Washington, who lays it in off the glass. And a timeout now called by Bloomington as they go up 21-14. This is probably the best game I've seen Miller play so far this year. Now, he had a big game, of course, against Rich Central. Opened the game strong for the Tigers, but it just seems like he's making more plays on defense tonight than we've seen from him this season. And, he's been good. He's had a good year, but his primary matchup has been Chris Peyton. And he's not disappointed. Peyton has been held to just 2 points tonight. So we'll see. It's Pickett now. And Miller offensively is kind of a Dirk Nowitzki guy, a big who can go out and shoot threes. Perimeter game is okay. Peyton Sheen knocks down his second 3 in a row. It's 21-17. Just under 7 minutes to go, and the Tigers make it a 4-point game. Here's Bloomington. Inside to Washington. Washington can't get it to go. Peyton tips it up. Can't tip it in, and Urbana gets the rebound. Here they'll go. It's Pickett now to Miller. Miller for three. It's good. Off the glass, and the Tigers make it a one-point game. Here's Bloomington and Pugh. Now it's Ware. Ware is picked up by Camphouse. Driving inside is Pugh, and now here's Peyton. Peyton, no good. Rebound, Urbana, but it goes out of bounds, and Bloomington will take over. 6:14 left in what has been a very eventful second quarter. The Tigers have driven their way back into this one. Not that they were ever out of it, of course. They've only trailed by 8 points, no more than that. Here's Peyton. And Peyton turns it over again. Chris Peyton is not having a very good game so far. Here's Urbana and Pickett to give Urbana the lead. You've got it. Tigers go up 22-21. Now it's Patrick Fisher for Bloomington. Fisher guarded by Camphouse, 11 on 11. Rebound, Donzel Johnson, and he gives Bloomington another lead. I guess that's their second lead of the night. And they'll steal it. Here goes Johnson. He gets up, doesn't get the layup to go, and following up is Patrick Fisher, who puts the Purple Raiders ahead by 3. And Johnson's going to pick up a foul. I want to say right now that is probably the best stretch of basketball I've seen from the Tigers this season. 3 big threes, 2 from Sheen and 1 from Calhoun. And they clawed their way back from an early deficit, and that's something that you want to do in the second quarter and not have to do in the third or fourth quarter. They've got to keep it going, though. It's Miller Calhoun now to Pickett. And Pickett to Duke. Duke driving inside, gets fouled. No, it's out of bounds. I thought that was a pretty clear foul to me, but they say it's blocked out of bounds. Tigers retain possession. Inside to Calhoun, no good. Foul called on Bloomington's Chris Peyton. That'll be his second foul. And the 5th team foul for Bloomington. Keanu Duke to inbound for the Tigers, and now it goes to Camphouse. Connor Camphouse, who against Danville made a pretty spectacular play to open the game. Falling down, he made a pass to Miller Calhoun. Calhoun knocked in the 3. But it was definitely a highlight reel play. Camphouse he got knocked down, and as he was sliding, made the pass to Calhoun. As Bloomington goes ahead now by 5. As good as the Tigers were just a few moments ago, they've got to find that again. You don't want to be down 8 points again and have to come out of that with another fiery stretch of basketball. Foul against Bloomington's Raekwon Fuller. His first foul. He has 3 points so far. And here's Sheen. Sheen gets blocked by Peyton. Now Peyton has had a few of those tonight. Even if he's been slow to get started offensively, he has made a few big plays on the defensive end, including that block on Peyton Sheen. Here's Kamari. And, of course, with respect to our viewers from Bloomington tonight, the Purple Raiders have played a pretty good game of basketball. This is a game where it's just 2 teams coming out and playing intense basketball. They both want to win. And we see that here in the work of Tyler Washington, who will go to the free throw line. as Miller Calhoun picks up his second foul. Ty McWilliams set to check in for the Tigers. And Washington knocks down his first free throw. McWilliams relieves Calhoun. Second free throw is good. So the Tigers had a 22-21 lead, and since that point, Bloomington has gone on an 8-0 run. 29-22, 3:50 left. First quarter, inside to McWilliams. Reverse layup, he couldn't get it, and the rebound, Chris Payton. No, Camphouse, it's going to be Payton the rebound. Camphouse almost poked it away, couldn't quite do it. Tyler Washington, big three if it goes, it doesn't. Duke the rebound, and here go the Tigers. It's Sheen, a big three if it goes, he got it! 29-25, a 4-point game once more. 3:20 left, second quarter. A floater from Fisher, it didn't go, and here's KRD to Camphouse, he dropped it. Had the pass and dropped it out of bounds, or so it seemed that way. Costly turnover as he checks out for Bryson Tatum. Tatum, who along with Chris Cross were big forces in the JV game, both are suited up for our varsity game here now. And it's Tatum, the sophomore on Fisher. And Chris Cross is in the game as well. I thought Cross was on the bench, but he as well has checked in. So it's Tatum and Cross in the game at the same time. Both sophomores. I suppose you could call them super sophomores. And that's a block from Chris Cross on Chris Payton. Fisher knocks down the three, but that's at least what you want to see from Chris Cross, a sophomore, not fazed by any moment, no matter how big. Here's Kamari. Kamari can be a great spark off the bench. I know he'd like to start, and he'd be a great spark in the starting lineup, but Kamari Ray Davis, a difference maker for this Tigers team. Here's Sheen. And now Kamari. Kamari's picked up by Chris Pugh. And Pugh follows him to the other end of the court. This little spin move action from Kamari. He lost it. Chris Cross gets on the ground. He gets it, and it's Sheen. The three doesn't go. An awkward shot from Peyton Sheen. I'm not quite sure why he took it, and it's Keanu Duke. Kept it in bounds, and here go the Tigers. As the Tigers crowd rises to their feet, a foul on Bloomington. What a game we've seen to this point. Minute 42 left in the first half. Kamari runs to the bench. Cross at the line. In the 1-on-1, his first free throw is good. 6-point game. One more time, our officials tonight are Paul Dalby, Brad Parrish, and Corky Veriker. As it's Cross at the line, knocking his second free throw home, and a timeout called by Urbana coach Verdell Jones. This will be a full timeout. Not the biggest crowd I've seen at the Oscar Adams Gym, but it's a pretty good one in terms of volume and enthusiasm. It's not often the Tigers bring the crowd to their feet with a minute 42 left in the second quarter. And they did that just moments ago. What a sequence that was, just trying to replay it in my mind. Even going back to Cross's block on Peyton. I mean, Chris is outsized in that matchup for sure. Chris Payton's 6'6", and let's see, they've got Cross listed at 6 feet straight, so that was big, even though Fisher knocked down the three for Bloomington. And then you look at just what happened with Keanu Duke keeping the ball in bounds. I'm not sure how our camera picked that up, but it was in the corner, and he was on the ground fighting for it. What a play that was. Now that was set up by an awkward shot from Peyton. And I'm sure Coach V had a chat with him about that. He was trying to draw the foul and couldn't do it. In any case, now it's Fisher. Almost had it stolen away by sophomore Tatum. And the Tigers nearly forced a backcourt violation. And it's blocked by Cross again. Here goes Tatum now for the Tigers. Tatum inside, it's good! 3-point game, 1:17 left on the board. Here goes Bloomington the other way, it's off the glass. And a 5-point game again. Here go the Tigers and Tyron Pickett. Cross inside, gets blocked, gets fouled. He'll get a chance for 2 more free throws. Was 2 of 2 at the line just a few moments ago. A little short on his first. I don't know how this game looks as an average spectator, but this is the most fun I've had calling a Urbana varsity game in a while. This is a fun one. Here's Fisher. And Patrick Fisher turns it over. Urbana down 4 with 56 seconds left. Will have a chance to cut into that deficit. That was a pretty obvious thing to say, but we'll see if they can do it. And not if Griffin Moore has anything to say about it. Here goes Moore inside. Reverse layup, no good. Rebound to Tyler Washington off the glass, and it's put back by Fuller, who will go to the free throw line to complete the and one. Well, oh, how things can change. Urbana was looking at a 4-point deficit and a chance to cut into it. Now, if Fuller knocks it in, looking at a 7-point deficit. Just moments later, here's Pickett. Pickett, 32 seconds left. Tigers down 7. Let's see how they play the end of this first half. It's Duke driving inside, off the glass, no good. Out of bounds off of Urbana. So Bloomington with 22 seconds left will have a chance to end the first half with the final shot. Is that how they'll play it? We'll see. Inbounding it after some deliberation will be Griffin Moore. Moore, a pretty well-sized individual in his own right. He's 6'5", also a member of the junior class. And here's Fisher. Fisher pulls up for 3, no good. Rebound, Urbana had to get that. It's Peyton driving in, the dunk is no good. But with 9 seconds left, he'll draw the foul and go to the line. The Tigers have not done a very good job at all closing this first half out. They've allowed Bloomington to get some good looks. And heading into the locker room, that'll probably be something that Coach V wants to hit on. But this has been such a game of swings, you never know. First free throw from Moore is no good. I mean, it's what we've seen. This game it's swung both ways. Urbana goes on a run, Bloomington goes on a run, and then, repeat is needed. As Moore knocks down his second free throw, the Purple Raiders now up 8. 9 2/10 of a second left in the first half. Tigers with a chance to get the last shot before we head to the locker room. It's Pickett driving in, kicks it out to Tatum for 3 in the corner, no good, it's short. And it goes to Fisher, who will shoot a half-court 3 that falls just short. Caught a little bit of the net, but not enough to give Bloomington the last shot of the half. So, as we enter the locker room, Bloomington ahead 38-30. What a first half we saw. Lots of energy, lots of action on both sides. We will be back in a few moments to recap it and preview the second half. Keep watching the Tigers Media Network. Settling in for our second half. Bloomington up 38-30. So you look at what happened in the first half of play. Peyton Sheehan is Urbana's leading scorer with 11 points. Leading scorer right now for Bloomington is Patrick Fisher. We've called his name quite a bit. He has 10 points. First half was a half of runs. Bloomington 2 8-0 runs as they lead by 8. And if you want, as we get set to start our second half. Again, I'm Joey Wright, and Jason Liggett is on our camera tonight. Chris Pugh will inbound for Bloomington, and just like that, we're off and running. First half was full of energy. Let's see if the second half goes the same way. Bloomington goes inside to Donzel Johnson, out of bounds, and Urbana will take over. 10 seconds into the half, and we have our first turnover. As it's Camphouse will inbound the ball from under the Tigers' own basket. And here we go, it's Keanu Duke. Duke now to Tyron Pickett, and Pickett is subbed out. I'm not quite sure what the issue is here. Tigers retain possession. Play is stopped as Duke looks to be a little shaken up. He is assisted to the bench. Looks like he's grabbing his, not quite his chest, not quite his stomach. So we'll keep you updated on that. Meanwhile, it's Urbana turning the ball over. 2 turnovers, 2 possessions. And on the third possession, Bloomington breaks through and takes their largest lead of the game. They are up 40-30. Here's Pickett driving in and goes to the corner in Camphouse. Calhoun drives inside, little spin move. Got to be careful, doesn't travel. Misses the shot, and Bloomington takes it the other way. Driving all the way is Patrick Fisher. He gets it to go in a 42-30 lead for the Purple Raiders. Camphouse catches the pass under the basket and turns it over. And here goes Bloomington. Watch out, it's Chris Pugh, dunks it. And the Purple Raiders now go up 44-30. Well, Jason and I were talking in halftime in the third quarter. I don't know what it is. Seems to be the weakest quarter historically for the Tigers, even though I think this team is a little bit better in the second half than they get credit for. They have not shown it in the opening 70 seconds of the half. Down now 14. As Bloomington has opened strong, a 6-0 run to start our second half. Hopefully this timeout from Coach V, as Verdell Jones is well known around here, helps the Tigers out. As it's Kamari. Kamari to Pickett. And tipped away by Peyton. Peyton seems to be favoring one of his legs a little bit here. Walked with a bit of a limp. And a slight delay as now the ball is handed to Kamari. He gets it to Cross, and Cross finds Sheen, who knocks down a big three in the corner. And now a football pass down to Peyton inside, and Peyton, I don't know how he got out of that without turning the ball over, misses the shot, and here goes Kamari for the Tigers. Kamari Ray Davis all the way! Brings it to single digits, and here go the Purple Raiders now. Over to Raekwon Fuller. Bloomington seems to be playing with a sense of urgency after Urbana gets something to go. They are just boom, 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 throwing it down the court, and it's working. We'll see if Urbana adapts. It's Cross to Davis. Ray Davis now. Now goes to Pickett. Pickett shoots a three. Can't get it to go. Now, the Tigers, I don't think exclusively shooting threes is going to be what gets back into this game. We'll see. You live by the three, you die by the three. But it's only 3 points if you make it, so, I mean, we'll see. 48-35, and Tatum has it stolen away, and here goes Pugh. Alley-oops it to Peyton. Oh, my. Whew. That was pretty cool. I don't know what else to say. Man. Chris Peyton, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. As we're now joined by Urbana High School class of 2015, Abram Washington. Abram, it's been a while since you've joined us for one of these Urbana Tigers boys basketball broadcasts, and I know you've got a lot to say about how the Tigers have played in the second half.
Yeah, hey, Joey, this is Abram. I have quite a
It's not a phone call, Abram. I mean, come on. Man.
Yeah, I know that's not a phone call. I haven't been on the mic in forever.
No, it's been a while.
But have a few things. Well, Urbana, I mean, they were, when Peyton, whoever hit that layup, it was to make it 40-something to 35. Mm-hmm. I mean, they have to stop ball. The number 4 passed it to half court.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing. You have to stop the ball. I mean, the defense is okay, but, I mean, it could be better. The first half defense was by far some of the best defense I've ever seen Urbana Tigers play. But you have to stop ball. That's the key thing.
Kamari for 3, and he knocks it down, a big 3. And Abram, I think
Look at this.
Yeah.
Where is the stopping the ball at?
Peyton dunks it again, his second dunk in a row for Bloomington. As the net is again over the.
He drove the ball.
Yeah.
Easy, passed it to a wide open man. I mean, that's inexcusable.
Well, Abram, I think that's something that Bloomington's picked up from watching film of the Tigers. Central was doing the same thing when we played, as Pickett has it blocked. The Central game, the Maroons were doing the same thing. I think it was the Central game. It was
that's a travel. Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
That was absolutely a travel from Kamari.
That's a travel.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Central was doing this.
I mean, yeah, it's something the Tigers have struggled with. If other teams, when you play Urbana, you know that if the Tigers score, it's going to take Urbana a while to get back on defense. So
that's true.
They've got to pick that up with a sense of urgency.
I mean, that means you got to run in practice.
Here's Peyton, gets the rebound, and Chris Peyton. Nice job by Chris Pugh to get it to go. 54-38, Bloomington up by 16. And it's Kamari driving in, gets it to go. That's the kind of shot that Bloomington has had their way with so far. Goes to the corner, and Fisher didn't take the 3, and now he gets fouled by Calhoun, I believe, but we'll check that. There were a few players in the area.
When they pump fake, Urbana Tigers have to learn how to stay on your feet. I mean, that's Parkland Coach Figg's pet peeve. You got to stay on your feet. He don't want you in the air.
No. Here's Peyton now. Peyton's turned it on as of late.
And there's no such.
Comes in and I mean, there's not really anything Urbana can do with Chris
Right.
Payton there. He's just so much bigger than everyone else.
That's true.
But you've got to get a rebound before that point. Here goes Calhoun off the glass. No good. Gets it. Oh, he can't knock it down. But it's just.
You got to make layups.
Well, as we say that, Tyrese Williams almost kept it in bounds. Didn't quite do it. Tyler Washington in for Bloomington.
Yeah, but you have to make layups.
Yeah.
3 minutes to go, but I mean, even though down 6, they're not out of it. But I mean,
I don't think they're out of it at all. But Bloomington's got all the momentum in the world right now. You've got to do something to take it away from them.
That's true.
And Bloomington's Chris Payton, for as quiet as he was offensively in the first half, has really turned it on. Now has 11 total points in the game. Most of them coming in this third quarter. 3:20 left. Now to the corner, now to the wing, and Fisher to Payton. Payton drives in, gets fouled, and one.
Nothing you can do about that.
Seems like he's sandbagging a little bit in the first half. He's really turned it on now in the third quarter.
They have no answer.
Now there's not much you can do against a guy who's 6'6" and as athletic as he is. Free throw no good. Kamari the rebound. Now it's Pickett, now it's Sheen. And Sheen driving in, gets fouled. Fouled before Payton came in with the block. So he'll go to the line for two. Payton Sheen is so good at getting to the line for the Tigers. He's just so good at it. I've never seen anyone who can go in and get an and one like he can. And obviously this isn't an and one opportunity, but drawing contact and then converting at the stripe, it's one of Payton Sheen's specialties. It really is. He's the Tigers' leading scorer so far with 15. And Sheen, good on the second, a 16-point game once more. Here's Payton. Payton to Griffin Moore. Moore, fading away. Gets to go on a 60-42 lead for Bloomington. 2:50 left in the third quarter. Kamari now. Ray Davis, I mentioned earlier, he can provide a spark, and he knocks down a deep three to do just that. 60-45, 2:35 left in the third. And now it's KRD on defense against Fisher. Fisher kicks to Payton, and Payton will drive inside and gets it to go over Chris Cross. Abram, what I like from the Tigers right now is that they're not giving up. You can see that offensively, I mean, they're still looking for shots, and they're still playing a reasonably tight game of basketball.
Yeah, they're really not out of it.
To the corner.
They're really not out of it. I mean,
absolutely not. Oh, here's Payton. Watch out. He gets it to go.
Not one of them wanted to stop him.
Sheen, no.
Not one of them wanted to stop him.
64-45, and here goes Duke. Keanu Duke lays it in, little finger roll. Tyron went all in for the steal, and it's going to be an and one for Tyler Washington.
Well, plenty of more season left to go before regionals. They got to tweak some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the third quarter is the big issue.
It's what we talked about, and it's just historically the Tigers have never been able to really
come out of the third.
And I think this team has done a little better in the second half.
I mean, yeah, you've seen them longer than I have.
Yeah.
I've been here for a few of the home games, and you go on away.
I've been to a few road games with these guys, but it's just something the Tigers have had to figure out. And even going back to your days as a manager on this Tigers team, they've just never I mean, the teams of old have struggled in the third. So the third quarter bug. That's off the glass, no good for Payton. Chris Payton. Rebound. Urbana is going to get fouled. And they'll inbound it with a minute 19 left in the third. So it'll be Keanu Duke inbounding it. This is under the Tigers' own basket. 19-point lead for Bloomington, their largest of the night. Here's Kamari. Kamari to Pickett. Pickett on the U. We are under a minute left in the third. Yeah, inside. Duke couldn't get it. Out of bounds. Goes to Bloomington. Abram, you're an IHSA licensed official. There was some contact near the basket. What do you think? Good no call?
No.
You would have called a foul down there.
Yeah, I think I would have. I mean, he got hit in the head.
Yeah. Here we go to the corner.
Good call.
This is a foul that'll go against Bloomington.
I mean, he's a state finals official, so, I mean, they all are.
Yeah. Pretty good crew tonight. I think it's been a pretty well-called game. No complaints.
I'm not to their level yet.
No. Here's Pickett. Pickett slicing through the defense, goes to the corner, and Tatum now a wide-open three for Duke. He gets it to go. 20 seconds left. The Tigers trim it to 16. Let's see if they can hold Bloomington. Now 15 seconds left. If they can enter the fourth quarter on that note, it'd be huge. Now under 10 seconds left and 8 seconds left. The ball in the hands of Nyan Ware. And a foul. Not the worst foul ever. It's on the floor, and it's only the fourth foul for the Tigers. So you're going to make Bloomington inbound it again. With 4 seconds left, the only problem is it's right under the basket, and this can present some good scoring opportunities. It's Griffin Moore who will shoot the three, contested by Sheen, and he got it to go. Wow, that's not at all what Urbana wanted to see.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted to see either.
That's not what anyone wanted to see unless you're here from Bloomington or from Bloomington watching our stream. Tiger cheerleaders take the court. A third quarter that swung in favor of Bloomington. February 20th, our next and last broadcast for this Tigers team. Peoria Notre Dame comes to town. That is on the 20th of February. 7:30 start. You'll catch it live on the Tigers Media Network. Girls game next Tuesday, February 6th. I believe that's senior night for the girls as well. So, 2 senior nights, 2 weeks apart, and those are our next 2 broadcasts on the Tigers Media Network. It's Keanu Duke. Tigers down 19 entering the final frame. Foul against Griffin Moore. He came in and tried to steal it. Got a little tangled up. We have yet to see a jump ball tonight. And I think if the foul hadn't been called, it probably would have gotten to that point. Here's Kamari set to inbound. Inbounds it to traffic and Duke, who gets fouled. So he'll go to the charity stripe for 2 freebies. The Pep Band usually has the third quarter off after performing at halftime. Most of them have found their way back to their seats. Duke good on his first, and the cheerleaders right under the basket cheer him on as he knocks down the second. Tigers bring it back to 17. 7:45 left. And another one of those football passes we've talked about all night to Tyler Washington. Now to Griffin Moore. Moore will drive inside. And I believe that was a charge against Moore. It is indeed, and Urbana set to inbound now under their own basket. It's Sheen. Sheen, bounce pass. Bryson Tatum. Talked about his talents so far tonight. Kamari Ray Davis, you've got it for three! Tigers bring it back to 14. Can they keep it going? Another pass. This goes down to Fuller. Fuller pulls up and drops it in. 71-55. 7:15 left in the fourth, and a turnover, nearly a turnover. Washington couldn't quite come down with it. 7:13, Peyton Sheen will inbound. Tigers, they've got to just keep chipping away. Down 16, you're probably not going to get it all back in a 16-0 run. Sheen goes in and lays that in. Now you've got to, game plan like Bloomington's going to score here. Game plan like, and if they score here, don't get bothered by it. Fisher no good on the three. Now they didn't score, so here you go. Down 14, make something happen. Here's Pickett driving in. Floater in and out. That's a heartbreaker, but Tatum gets the rebound and calmly puts it back in. And now Bloomington, the Tigers, struggled a little bit to get back on defense there. Sheen was in a pretty good position, but nobody else was. That's what the Tigers haven't been able to cut that off so far tonight. And should they not be able to complete the comeback, that is what I will point to later tonight and in the future. And I will look at possessions like that as why the Tigers didn't win. Now, that's if they don't complete the comeback, of course. We still have 6 minutes and 27 seconds left. And 14 points is not an awful margin. It's not a great margin, but we've seen the Tigers go on runs to bring themselves back into this games like this. I look at the Centennial game and the Manual game. The last 4 minutes of the Centennial game, Urbana scored more than 20 points. Didn't win, but they were in it. Manual game went similarly. We didn't cover that one, and I don't remember the exact details, but Sheen for three, off the rim and no good. Here's Fisher. Fisher nearly had it taken away. He recovered it, and now it goes to Johnson and Chris Payton. Payton to Fuller, charge! Kamari Ray Davis, a nice job to take it. Now, there are ways, if you're Urbana, to look at this and kind of minimize it. At most, it's a 7-possession game. Only 7 possessions to tie it up. It doesn't sound quite so bad when you think of it like that. It's Pickett. Pickett had it tipped into the air. Keanu Duke is there to recover. Duke inside to Kamari. It's stolen away by Fisher. Goes to Payton. Chris Payton to Chris Pugh. Up top to Fuller under the basket. Lays it in. Bloomington back ahead by 16. Kamari. Stolen away by Bloomington. Up top. Now it's to Payton. Chris Payton, almost a handoff of sorts to Patrick Fisher. And a foul will go against Urbana. 4:49 left. Kamari picks up the foul, his first. 14 points for Kamari Ray Davis tonight. Nice to see him among the scoring leaders. Stolen away by Duke, and here goes Urbana. If they want to mount the charge, they've got to go. It's Tatum pulling up for two, no good. Rebound, Bloomington, and up the court they go.
Joey, you have to capitalize on those on their turnovers. They had like 3-4 possessions that they turned the ball over.
Yeah, the Tigers just haven't been able to mount.
And they were down by 14. Now they're down 16.
Yep. Yeah, well, that's a good point, Abram. The Urbana just hasn't been able to capitalize on much of anything in the second half. Bloomington, and to Bloomington's credit, they've played a really good game of basketball.
Tale of two halves, right?
Yeah, tale of two halves. I mean, Urbana went into halftime down 8, but I think it was a closer half than that score represents. But then the second half, it's just been all Bloomington. And as much as you want to point out Urbana's flaws, Bloomington's come out and they've turned on the Jets and they've played an excellent game of basketball. It's as simple as that. It's the Big 12. Other teams are going to come out showing you their best, and if you aren't ready to compete.
Third quarter for them, they had a lot of offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
That was key for that third quarter margin.
Well, Kamari knocks down a big three, cuts it to 15. And Bloomington turns it over. So, just like that, Abram, you're looking at a 15-point game, 4 minutes even on the board. Not easy, but if the Tigers are going to go, they got to go now.
Yeah.
We'll see. Sheen inbounds it to Pickett. Pickett to Sheen. He was picked up by Payton. Sheen had to adjust mid-shot, and he'll draw contact and get to the line. That took 12 seconds, so pretty efficient in getting to the stripe relatively quickly is Peyton Sheen. Now he's got to knock these two down. Pretty good free throw shooter. But hey, that's a point I like. The Big 12, you don't come out playing your best, other teams are going to capitalize.
Yeah, and they're going to blow you out of your own gym.
Yeah. Yes, Sheen no good on his first free throw. It's been all Purple Raider in this second half. Sheen's second free throw is in. And real quick, a shout out to our 7th grade basketball team at the middle school, advancing to state for the 4th consecutive season. State begins for the 7th graders tomorrow in Normal. And one in the dunk from Fuller.
Where is state at for them?
It's in Normal. They'll be in Normal tomorrow. What a slam that was from Raekwon Fuller. Puts him up 16. Free throw no good.
You cannot take this much time if you want to win.
And they turn it over. Are they going to get it back? Out of bounds. Off of Tatum, and that's the right call. What a job that was. I think it was Fisher that went out with it. Threw it off of Bryson Tatum. And Abe, I think that about seals it up.
Huh?
I think that about seals it up.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't see a way Urbana gets back into this one. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. Down 16.
They're going to be working at Urbana Middle School for state ball.
Yeah.
next weekend or whenever state ball is.
Who the referees?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Not the players. I mean, they're
I didn't
too
know
old.
who you were talking about. Oh, man. Yeah, it's a pretty good crew.
Unless they have eligibility, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Pretty good crew, though, officiating-wise tonight. Our officials are Paul Dalby, Brad Parrish, and Corky Veriker. 3:10 left, 81-63.
Well, thanks for having me on the mic tonight, Joey.
No problem. Abram, hope to hear from you again in the
if there are
future.
any Parkland fans out there listening, Parkland is the third best team in JUCO. So come out to our games. Look on ParklandAthletics.org, I think, and check out us and the women as well, because we're both ranked in the National JUCO Association.
Yep. That's Parkland Cobra and former Urbana Tiger Abram Washington. Always fun to hear from Abram. Nice that he could join us on the mic tonight. 83-63, 2:34 left in the game. There's just something about it when WDWS is out here to cover our games. It's very hit or miss. The other game they covered here at the Oscar Adams Gym was Urbana and Central, and that game didn't go the way of Urbana. Someone tell Tim Dittman to stay away. Don't let him through the front doors. Tim calling this one with Evan Kahn. And Scott Beatty was on the call with him for the Central game. All in good fun. 2:34 left. Tigers down 20. This is a situation where you've just got to keep your emotions in check and not fight anybody, which I don't think Urbana's not going to have a problem. I mean, well, that's keeping your emotions in check. I mean, don't do anything dumb. And Urbana never has a problem with that. I'm just, if you see that, it's typically a game like this where it doesn't go your way. Chico Lipscomb is in the game for the Tigers. And it's Kamari. Finger roll off the glass. 83-65. And Bloomington answers back. So Bloomington will advance to 16-6. Urbana will fall to 7-13. And one more game for the Tigers here on the Tigers Media Network. That is the Peoria Richwoods matchup on February 20th. Chris Payton, he slams it home. Wow. He's putting on a show. I got to give that one to him. Yeah, Urbana just has not played a very good half of basketball here. Alley-oop to Payton. Oh, he couldn't finish. They might try and set that up again. No, it's going to be Fisher for three. And Pugh gets it to go. 91-65. Chico Lipscomb. Oh, it's blocked by Payton. Oh, no. Fisher draws contact. Kamari the foul. 8th grade basketball team is one win away from state. They play in Kankakee on Wednesday. And the 8th grade 4A state tournament at Urbana Middle School next Saturday. So next Saturday and next Thursday. So if the Tigers can win on Wednesday, they'll be playing some state games in their home court. Here's Sheen pulling up for three. He got it. 91-68, 45 seconds left. Chris Payton's out of the game. No more aerial action from him. Instead, we'll see a three from Nyan Ware, and he gets it to go, answers back. Keeps the lead at 27. And Bloomington not letting up. Man, I wish Payton, I'm an Urbana guy, but I wish Chris Payton had finished that alley-oop a few minutes ago. Tyron Pickett keeps it going after the whistle. And he'll go to the line. First foul of the game for Trey Harris. And he hasn't played much, so that makes sense. Pickett's good on his first free throw. Well, it's been a tale of two halves to the season. The Tigers, before winter break, were a team that could finish in the, well, not finish, but they were a team that could get back into games in the fourth quarter, and they have not been able to do that since January 1st. Man. 96-69. Bloomington could, well, they probably won't hit 100. But they might. They'd need some things to go their way, of course. (96-71). I don't know how Bloomington will play this. Chico Lipscomb picks up the foul. At the line is Drew Cooks, 6 feet tall, and he is a member of the junior class. First free throw, no good. (96-71), and Cook's second free throw is good. Kamari Ray Davis down the court. It's tipped by Bloomington. Last touched by the Purple Raiders. So Urbana will get what perhaps will be the final possession of the game. We'll see. Goes to Sheen. Sheen gets fouled on the three-point attempt. They waved off the last free throw from Cooks. Score still 96-71. Sheen is at the line for 3 free throws. Good on the second free throw. 3 of the most meaningless free throws we'll see all season. It's no good there. That'll probably do it. Yep, Bloomington's going to dribble out the clock, and that's the ball game. So Urbana falls to Bloomington 96-73, our final score. Tigers played a good first half, not a very good second half. And that does it. So for our whole crew, Jason Liggett, Abram Washington, I'm Joey Wright. Join us for our senior night broadcast. That is on February 20th. We also have a girls basketball broadcast next Tuesday, or I guess this Tuesday, February 6th. So tune into that one. We thank you for watching this presentation of Tigers basketball on the Tigers Media Network. 96-73 our final score.